Hi everyone, I welcome all of you to video solutions of ANTHE 2019. Here I am going to discuss class 11th paper of code E1 and I am going to take up the mathematics part. So let's start our discussion with this first question. Here this question states A and B are these two given sets, then the number of elements in the power set of A cross B is out of these four options. So let's proceed with this question. Here you can observe set A contains 3 elements A, B, C while set B contains 4 elements 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I am talking about A cross B, then the number of elements in A cross B is given as 3 cross 4, that is 12. And further we need to figure out the number of elements in power set of A cross B. So the number of elements in power set will be given on basis of this. So you can clearly get the number of elements in power set of A cross B, which is collection of all the subsets of this set. This will be given by 2 raised to the power number of elements in the set A cross B, that is 12. So 2 raised to the power 12 is the correct answer. Out of these 4 options, you can clearly observe that is present in option number 4. So you can definitely mark the answer for question number 51 as option 4. I hope it is clear to you. Let's take up our next question. Here I have question number 52, which states which of the following is not an identity function. What is an identity function? It is f of x equal to x, where x is set of all the real numbers. Next, it states where I have this as the greatest integer function and the symbol representing the fractional part function respectively. So out of these 4 options, one by one we will check which of these represents the identity function, and the one which does not represent an identity function is the required answer. So proceeding with this question, here you can observe when you are talking about the fractional part of this greatest integer function, here fractional part of greatest integer function is absent, so value of this is 0. Moreover, when you are talking about the greatest integer part of the fractional part of x, this is also equal to 0. That means here in the first option, f of x is equal to x minus 0. So it is equal to x itself. So this is an identity function. Next, we have f of x equal to x minus this quantity, which is also 0. So again it results in identity function. When we come to the third option, here f of x is equal to square root of x square. This is equal to mod of x. And coming to the fourth option, here f of x is equal to greatest integer part function plus fractional part function, which is definitely equal to x. So you can clearly see one of the option which is not representing an identity function is option number 3, because here f of x is equal to mod of x. So we get here the correct answer for this question as option number 3. You can definitely mark your answer as option 3. I hope it's clear to you. Now let's take up our next question. Here I have question number 53. It states that if the maximum value of mod of x minus 3 minus mod of x minus 5 is m, and minimum value of sum of mod of x minus 2 and x minus 3 is n for all x belonging to the set of real numbers, then m minus n is equal to out of these options. So very first we need to figure out what is the value of m and what is the value of n. Here firstly, considering n, in this case n is minimum value of sum of mod of these functions. So if I want to obtain the minimum value of mod of x minus 2 plus mod of x minus 3, here the minimum value of this will be given by mod of 2 minus 3, and mod of 2 minus 3 is equal to 1, because this is resulting mod of minus 1, which is equal to 1 itself. Therefore, I get here the value of n equal to 1. So I could state here n is equal to 1. Now proceeding further, let's obtain m. In this case, further you can see we are talking about the maximum value of, here m represents the maximum value of mod of x minus 3 minus mod of x minus 5. And when you are talking about the maximum value of this is also given by mod of difference of these two, that is mod of 3 minus 5. And mod of 3 minus 5 is mod of minus 2, which is ultimately resulting value as 2. So it is equal to 2. Therefore, I am getting the value of m equal to 2. Now further we need to figure out the value of m minus n, and it is quite obvious. The value of m minus n will be 2 minus 1, that is 1. So m minus n is equal to 1. So I get a clear answer for this question, that is 1, which is clearly present in option number 1. You can mark your answer for this question is option 1, which is also equal to 1. I hope it is clear to you. Now let's take up our next question.